y'all aren't asking for help on this assignment, but I think there might be some that would benefit if I covered. I'm just thinking of like one or two examples, and then you can tell me if there's another one that you want to see. So I want to try and guide you to think about estimating what you might see as an answer. Like for instance, E, you could almost answer on your own. It said it was 55 feet, and it wanted you to convert it to inches. Before doing anything, I'm sure most of you know that the answer is 12. You're going to use that there are 12 inches in a foot. Some students say, okay, well, divide by 12. And they would put that in their calculator and say 0.55 divided by 12 and get that and write the answer down. But really, you should stop and think and realize that this is half a foot, and then you should expect to see an answer around 6, because you're smart enough to know that. So do kind of have like a general idea sometimes. It's helpful of where your numbers should be going. And just because 12 is the conversion factor, it doesn't mean that you divide by or multiply. You have to know which one it is. So of course it is multiplied by 12, and we get 6.6 inches, which is pretty reasonable. But in order to really know if you're doing it right, I do want to show you something, because the far majority of the things that we convert when we're going from unit to unit is usually multiply by a number or divide by a number. And let me show you how to approach that. So how to always get that right. H says 59.2 centimeters, and they want it in inches. Now the conversion rate on the conversion paper that I had on the screen says that for length, 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So an inch is about 2.5 centimeters. I want to show you something that you learned in junior high. I'm going to say X here. And I'm going to divide each side by their matching units. 2.54 centimeters and 1 inch. That's the conversion rate, 254 and 1 inch. Notice I have centimeters with centimeters and inches with inches. Now I'm going to cross multiply and divide. As long as you are consistent with the way that you set that up, my two knowns divided by my conversion rate with the units matching, you will always get to the right answer. You could actually set this up differently and say like a ratio of how many inches to 59.2 centimeters would be 1 inch is the same ratio as 2.54 centimeters, because this should be 1, like anything divided by itself is 1, this should be 1. So that would be equal, and you would get the same thing, cross multiply and then divide. You still end up getting 59.2 on the top divided by 254. So any one of these ways will work. So you take 59.2 divided by 2.54, and we get our answer. 23, it didn't give units, 23.307, so we can say 31, I guess, or 30 inches.